All right, this is your market recap for May 5th, 2025. Today we played bullish during New York session, but we played bearish overall in the day. Um, no news Monday until 10 o'clock. Um, and that news kind of created a high resistance liquidity run, and I'll get into that on the lower time frames. But as of now, these two lines that I marked out here are 20 and 30% of last week's weekly range. The reason I have those marked out still is because we failed to retrace on them on Friday. So that makes them the targets for today, and they got hit pre-market. So I was bullish today, accounting for price rebounding after hitting the retrace. But again, the high resistance liquidity to run kind of put a stop to all that. So here we open for the week, came all the way down straight to this 20 and 30%. Perfect equilibrium. You can see there, price reacted very nicely around the 25%. Got an SMT of these lows. Well, first we reacted off this bearish fair value gap, right, to take us down to that 50% between these two, or 25% on the weekly range. Then we had an SMT of these lows, which caused us to play bullish, tapping into this hourly fair value gap, which we closed very nicely on constant encroachment, and that sent us lower, meaning that we're most likely not done seeking sell side before continuing bullish for the week. So I'm looking to take out this low and then continue bullish, of course, because with the market open here and such a big bearish move, I'm favoring bullishness for the rest of the week. Yeah, 15-minute. It's a little bit, I mean, it was very messy, as you can see, the amount of wicks and just how large they are throughout the whole thing. And the fact that from 9:30 to 2:30, all of that progress was taken away by an hour. Not even half an hour. What am I on? No. Sorry, an hour and a half. All this progress was taken up by an hour and a half of actual directional move. So reason I highlighted this 15-minute inverse is because we validated it here, and then we came up, closed above it, and so I was looking for price to come down, tap it, and play bullish from there. I was targeting today these highs here, and then obviously there's nothing between this high and this high, so what I did is on the 1-minute time frame I took a retrace and I projected it further, which is why we have these two targets there. This one didn't get hit, but it was really close. Now 5-minute, there's not much. You can clearly see though that there's a lack of anything. I mean, the only move that's even on the 1-minute where that move's prevalent, but this is a move you could have caught. This reaction off this hourly inverse is possibly something you could have caught. Yeah, we reversed here and quickly came down here to close. But yeah, really not much to play on today. I didn't really like price today. I saw AM session. I said, you know, that's enough for me. Didn't like how AM session played out, so I just stayed off the charts for the rest of the day because I, rightly so, just wasn't interested. Nothing really on the 5-minute. Only thing is this 5-minute fair value gap over there. But no, the 1-minute we have a lot of SMTs. So again, this is that hourly SMT that I showed you. That's what set us up. That in between these two weekly range percentages made us play bullish today. We had an SMT of these highs, which caused us to retrace for 9 o'clock, taking out this low, kind of consolidating here. Market opened, SMT of these lows pushed us up. That wasn't an SMT, but we came down again. But yeah, it's just very messy, right? I don't really have a reason for why we came up here, came down here, came up here, but we have an SMT here during the macro. This could have been a trade. I would have taken this if news, red folder news was not at 10, but it was. So this would have been the trade for me, just here to here, simple. I'm pretty sure it would have been like a 1 to 4. But then after taking those highs, we kind of fell off. SMT here. No, this is the larger one. If you took this, given it's at an odd time, I would have preferred this one because it's in the macro. But if you took this one, could have rode it all the way up to there. So that's a decent trade, but I don't have a time reason to take it. So we go through here, lunch starts, we kind of meander through, work our way slowly up, taking out this projected high. Let me show you this projection, if I remember what it is, honestly. There's just so many retraces. I don't believe it was this. No, not that. I believe it was these two. Nope, not that one either. It was probably this one. What in the world? Yeah, clearly I have no idea where I anchored these fib retraces on. Trying to think of where I would. Yeah, I don't know, but this is the fib extension of something. But if we take this, oops, wrong way, this bearish move here, we look perfectly at the -1 mark. So we're price reversed. So if you're, when in doubt and you have no liquidity to play off of, just use a fib extension on the most recent bearish move down and you'll most likely get something half decent. Honestly, nothing much on the 1 minute other than that. Nice little reversal here during the macro. Same thing here. It's a little early, the reversal. Tapped into this inverse hourly again. Boom here, caused a retrace. This kind of just continued to move up. SMT of these highs started this move, as well as the high of this hourly fair value gap. We retraced back up. This is something that would have been taken for me. This SMT would have been used as more like a confluence, and then we see this distribution lower. Macro still here, knowing that if the macro retraces, or if a retrace happens in the macro and we get an expansion lower, that this is most likely the high that will happen in that macro. So we could have taken that and played bearish. That's probably the trade of the day today, but honestly, I have no reason for price to turn around here. I'm bullish on the day, so can't take that. Oh, sorry, let me finish out the trading day. Yeah, so from there, expand lower, retracing a couple times, seeking this liquidity down here, which we end up taking right at market close. Now, the reason I say I wouldn't play bearish here is because, in all honesty, this is enough sell side move for me to play bullish the rest of the week. Yes, we have a no news Monday, except for the 10 o'clock news, which should have pushed us up. But the reason it didn't is because the news was bullish for the dollar. And when dollar goes up, ES and NQ and all those other things that are related to it should go down. But the market wanted to go up, and it went up. It went up slowly because dollar went up as well. If dollar went down, I firmly believe we'd be up here past these highs. But since it was a high resistance liquidity run, not really something I would like to get into. My only reason for possibly taking this is saying, well, actually, that does make sense. If we look, what do we know about the last hour of trading? It seeks untouched liquidity. So aligned with this hourly, if we know the dollar's going up, just looking at how price is acting here on NQ and ES, it's most likely a high resistance liquidity run, which, like I mentioned, means that that the dollar is also going up. And with that momentum, if we're seeking sell side targets and dollars going up, that just like adds fuel to the flame, which is why I believe price came down so fast. But Yeah, so no trade of the day today. I just, as much as I'd love to be bearish here, I really don't have a reason. Um, yeah, so like I said at the beginning, for the future, possibly looking to take out this low here, down here, and then play bullish. I am bullish on the week simply because the first day or two we're playing below market open here. Um, and that usually tells me that you're going to play the opposite for majority of the week. So again, looking to take out this low, possibly looking to play bullish tomorrow. But we will see what the market actually gives us as to whether or not we do take that trade or not. So yeah, this has been your market recap for May 5th, 2025.